Welcome to the District of Misfits Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. On this show, we offer you an insider's guide into what truly makes DC tick. The real, behind-the-scenes shit that happens beyond the curtain. The raw, uncut version of life in our great city of DC. Told by us before someone else tells it for us. We make no excuses for any of our actions once the show begins. On this week's episode, we have comedian, writer, actor, and producer Gabriel Ross. He was your host, Marcus Bradley Donovan.
Welcome to the District of Misfits Show. We are live from the Hardcast studio in Washington Post building. Follow us, share us. Boo, back at you with the sponsors.
Sponsors, we'd like to thank Chuck Levins, Hardcast Media, the DC as Fuck brand, and the St. Arnold's Restaurant Group. Take it away, my man Jamie.
Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Arnold's... I apologize. I already screwed up that fast.
He's multitasking.
I am multitasking. I'm trying to get this watch party going. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the St. Arnold's Muscle Group, one of which I did get a chance to visit this week, and it was pretty good. The mussels were actually fantastic. But you have the Jefferson Place location, like the spotlight, the waffle burger, the full English breakfast for brunch. Let's not forget the wild mushrooms and the poached pear salad.
Poached pear. I do enjoy the poached pear salad.
Poached pear, there you go. There you go.
It's one of my faves.
The sandwiches, the Peter and Paul, the St. Arnold's overstuffed burger.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to be messed with. Nothing to be messed with. And you have Cleveland Park with. Let's just talk about the mussel scampi. The mussel. I am really bad with this Philadelphia public school language.
At least you're really bad.
No. It's the.
I blame the Philadelphia public school system.
The Philadelphia.
Whatever, and the mussel primavera. Dang it, or whatever. Let's not.
No,
forget.
we would actually.
They win one Super Bowl and the whole city forgets how to read. You know?
So James and I actually went to lunch there and had a really good lunch there. We had a good time. We talked a lot and had a good time.
Yeah, you guys got a chance to sample the menu.
Oh, I've been there a few times. I love it.
We sampled all of Val's menu.
Where was the one that I came to see you at the Jefferson?
You went to
Jefferson. We got down.
But I had to do the doctors are telling me to do the whole plant-based diet type shit. So he's eating all the good shit. And I had to eat fucking salads and shit.
When I say Marcus was salty, so he ordered his salad, and the salad looked amazing. But the first thing he goes is that.
Where's the shrimp I ordered?
I ordered shrimp and it's not here yet.
The steak salad is good.
Fucking brat.
I ordered what I like, man. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But you got to eat all the good shit. I didn't get to eat all the good shit.
I enjoyed myself too. I saw you sneak one of my wings too, you little bastard.
Bitch, you got one of my shrimps. You got one of my shrimps.
I did. But you should have seen how he did it. He just kind of like slowly put his white hand into my plate and then grabbed the knuckle of the chicken.
Did he colonize?
He
colonized your lunch?
That shit like a motherfucker. Yes.
It was.
The answer is yes.
Fantastic to watch. I didn't even want to call him out for it because he just looked so sad with his salad.
So the Jefferson location is where I actually met our guest this evening, Gabriel Ross. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
It seems like a long time ago when we were just sitting at the bar getting shithoused and we were like, hey, we have a podcast. And you're like, I do stand-up. And we're like, you should come on the show.
I know.
That happens a lot of times.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. So what's good with you, buddy?
Not much. Just staying busy around town, doing lots of shows.
Yeah. It's to keep it's good to see. It's good to have something outside of work.
Yes.
When there is no work to keep the hours, filled and stuff like.
You have to fulfill that creative side, right?
I play music, so you know what I mean. In the meantime, I'm trying to indulge those demons. So that's really cool. You know what? Before we go any further, I think we should introduce this lovely lady to my left.
Well, hello.
Tell the people who you are.
My name is Valerie Torres. You can find me at Valerie Torres on Facebook.
Excellent.
And also at VMTDC on Instagram and on Twitter.
And Boo, introduce yourself as well.
My name is Damon. My friends call me Boo on the interwebs. I am Crushing Boo, and you can find me on all the Instagrams, Twitters, and Facebooks at Crushing Boo.
And our bartender is?
I am Jamie Roderick. You can find me on Facebook as James Roderick because I don't know how to use technology and change my name yet.
I appreciate that fucking honesty.
I'm Livs infamously, Livs infamously. I'm not spelling it right now. Kiss my ass. On Instagram, and I am Bars Simpson on Twitter.
I am Pasteurized Chef Eats. My friend, you are?
Real Gabriel Ross on Instagram and Facebook.
Is there a fake one?
Do you not do the Twitter?
seriously, is there a fake one?
Yeah.
Oh, there is?
Get into the microphone. Talk into the microphone.
Yeah, there are lots of Gabriel Rosses.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You have to fight people?
But you got to be.
I'm the best one.
You claimed the real one first,
the
so
real one, right.
you know they all got to get in line. now.
Exactly.
Have you ever made the mistake of like Googling your name and seeing the
All the
things that
time.
pop up? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a
Like-
furniture store in Canada and all kinds of stuff. So like,
Wow.
A couple weeks ago, some guy with my name in Minnesota died.
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, it's
you
like,
get, like- did you get,
like,
like,
I
some-
read this guy's whole like obituary.
Oh, I
and
thought people
everything,
were
and
like
it was
posting
like-
on your page, like "Rest in peace, brother.
Oh my god, that's
Rest in power."
Hey,
I was
sh-
just like,
shut up over there. in the
Jiminy
corner.
Christmas. This sucks to read it. Like,
Well,
that-
if we
it's-
ever prepare for your death, we'll go from there.
he'll die first, I promise. But it'll
Probably
it's one of those things. It's like you read somebody else's obituary with your name on it, and then you scroll to the bottom, and
That's
it's this
fair.
87-year-old
I
white
get
guy, Mormon.
Well, that's not really fair. So let's do the cocktail of the week, which is yours.
well, it's mine. I always drink a vodka martini with no vermouth and extra blue cheese olives.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blue
So
Cheese
cheers,
Olives.
everybody.
That's,
Cheers, Gabriel.
All
So-
you haters out there.
I have to give a shout out to my niece Casey, who's listening from Japan.
Which
She's
is amazing.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
She's
Konnichiwa,
serving in the
yes.
Navy, so and all my nieces and nephews. So
Aw.
Right on. Shout out.
So why blue cheese olive and why that martini?
I don't know. That's the perfect martini, right?
Why
Is
not?
it a perfect martini? I don't
What
know.
do you guys
Is it-
think?
is it-
I am
is it-
finding this to be quite
Pretty good,
enjoyable.
right?
Pretty damn enjoyable.
Like I hate martinis, so I am obviously not partaking.
Yeah.
So why blue cheese olives and a martini? Like what makes it perfect?
Just everything about it.
You sound like you're sucking a dick
Because
over
it's
there.
awesome.
Stop it.
No, the chomping, the sucking, the swallowing.
Hey, Marcus, shut the fuck up.
Just saying, I'm being
No, I can understand.
Totally
I don't know
been
what kind of
obvious.
action
I
you've
can,
been getting,
I can
my
understand
friend.
what he's
Hey.
saying because like I like that whole Savoy book of cocktails. Like
cock of the-
just
the
a
cock
good
of the
old
cock?
fashioned, just a good old.
Pardon me
fashioned,
for
like,
chewing on the microphone, everybody. Please
Right.
excuse
Good
me.
old fashioned martini, and then you add the blue cheese olives instead of
Yeah.
the regular ones. It's class. There's a reason why this crap is like 100 years old.
Yeah, it's a nice and
crap or the
savory.
crap.
All right, Jamie.
Part 2, brother. I got you.
The thumb. He likes to put it. He holds the glass by the thumb.
Now, that's kind of gross. Like anytime I take a glass to the table, I try to like touch the lip of the shit.
You try to or try,
I try
not
not to. I kind of feel like
Yeah, I try to
embarrassed.
leave the northern hemisphere of the glass hands free.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch
You
the
know.
Yeah.
I touched my balls and I didn't wash my
I
hands.
bet you do.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
It's
bet
called
you
that
do.
guy.
it's called stemware.
That guy in the corner.
It's
over
called
there.
stemware for a reason.
That guy who touches his balls right there.
Hey, I
touches-
washed them.
Marcus, you don't want to warm the drink.
You still drank it, didn't you? Like
I would still drink it if you put your dick in the drink, but still.
freak bowl right here.
Just saying.
So, let's do my new favorite segment of the show. How was your week?
Oh, my week. Boo, let's start with you.
No, Marcus. Let's start with you.
Let's
How was
start-
your week?
Let's start with me. I actually had a really good week because nobody died.
Always a
So
plus.
That was a good week.
Always a
It
plus.
starts with nobody dying this week.
Yeah. That's the
Kinda
sound of
like-
progress.
The
It's like
martini's stirring.
it's like the Snoop Dogg Gin and Juice song. Everybody
No, that's
sh-
the glug 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 glug.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
a
but I like the stirring aspect.
Right.
Kind of like that. Nobody died this week. I had a good week. You know, I worked. I picked up some consultant gigs, and yeah, it's a good week.
You know, it sounds like you ain't did shit this week.
I didn't do it. This was all actually an off week, and I was trying to fill it in because I wasn't ready to go first.
How about you, Val? How was your week?
It was
damn you.
okay. I mean, I think that, you know, we were still sort of at St. Arnold's. We talked about this last week, that we've been really hit hard by the furlough because most of our neighborhood are people who, you know, who go out like when there's, you know, come around the neighborhood bars and
They
restaurants.
spend money in their neighborhood.
Yeah, but like they have not been coming in. But the day that it was announced that there was no more furlough, we got
Everybody got
hammered.
Everyone came in.
Everybody was
mean,
like, break out the
hammered.
plastic.
We were like, I mean, all of us were like, what? We ran out of everything. Like we have the, you know, we have the trivets for the muscle pots. Ran out of them.
Oh, that's good.
Hold on, what's a trivet? What's a trivet?
the little
The
like
little
the
cork.
cork thing, the circle thing that you put underneath
It's
the.
called a trivet.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
And then we ran out of silverware. I mean, it was crazy. Like I was like,
You were just unprepared for the volume
we were-
that you
I
were
mean, you
going
can't
through.
be prepared for
100%.
that.
And I was
You
like,
know, you
and I
got
looked
used
at
to a snail's
everybody, and I
pace.
was like,
I mean, when the furlough
I'm
happens,
by myself.
either way, like whether you're busy or
Right.
not, you the beginning or the end, you're like people just come out.
You've been
like,
staffed to
people
have
been-
one person be able to handle
Exactly. And people come
an
out in
entire
droves
bar.
and shit. Now you got like fucking
And then it's
300
like,
people.
oh, it's a
coming.
Friday night up in this bitch.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
right.
you what, that's
it
the
was-
best part of working in a dive bar because people expect you not to have shit.
Yeah, shout out to dive bars. Low expectations.
Like, I can just forget we have something and be like, yeah, we ain't got this shit no more.
We're out.
It's like-
It's sitting right on the shelf next to him.
3 hours later, be like, oh, we got that shit. How many
shit,
people
we just-
have I
oh.
lied to?
There's a box hidden in a back under a shelf somewhere.
Oh wow, I already fixed that like
There's
3
a
hours
gay
ago.
chicken. There's a gay chicken over there in the corner I didn't know about.
So-
Gabriel, how was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah.
Sorry, that was loud, wasn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, I went to a birthday party. Yeah, I had a nice, relaxing weekend. So, good week. But like Val said, we've seen a lot of a reduction in people coming to shows this week. Last couple of weeks because of furlough. I think people are ready to get back to work.
Yeah, I feel like people have the whole cabin fever and ready to come in and out and ready to go.
Ready to go. Yeah. It's about that time because usually, the first, like assuming that the shutdown hadn't happened, you usually have those first few weeks, everybody's recovering from the holidays and not really trying to like go out and do much. And then by February, you get a little sick and tired of sitting around doing, saving money. You've burned through your Netflix queue and your Hulus.
Oh,
and
I mean,
your-
I do
and
that.
stuff,
I do that anyway.
So.
I burnt through it.
But having, knowing that you got money coming down the pipe is good motivation.
It's always a nice thing.
Speaking of Netflix, have y'all seen that show You
No.
on Netflix?
Oh wait, I've heard about this and people.
called
have been
You?
yeah.
Yeah, cause it's like this guy's Twitter feed is by far the funniest thing in the entire.
called
Real handsome
Yeah.
guy.
So this is a new part I want to
You
do.
was in YOU?
Yeah.
You was
What,
in
what,
YOU.
what are
Okay.
you
YOU.
watching? What are you watching?
Yeah,
It's a
but
new
like,
segment.
so
What
I
are you
started
watching?
What are you
it.
watching?
So his Twitter feed is full of like all these women who are literally like, "Oh my god, I want someone to love me like him," and I'm like, "Yo, he killed somebody. He busted a friend head open with like a rock." while
Is
she
this
was
a
jogging.
documentary or is
No,
this a series?
It's a series. It's
Okay,
a
well, no
series.
spoilers. No spoilers. I'm gonna watch
but
it.
like, I
I heard it
ain't
was.
finished it yet.
I heard
but
it was like some Dexter kind of.
It
It
is.
was on
It's
that
also
level.
Dexter stuff, but like at the same time, like he was on Twitter, like, "Yo, don't idolize this guy. He's an awful
Some of this,
person."
like a sexy Dexter or something.
What's it
weird
called
about
again?
It's called You. YOU.
Just
You're-
YOU.
Oh, I watched.
old roommate
I
was
watched
watching it
finally
sometime.
the other Firefest documentary. We should talk about that later.
Yes.
talk
That-
about that. Good.
Well, no, we're still rolling.
thought we-
Jamie,
Yes.
well, we didn't find out how Jamie's week was. You guys didn't ask me how my week was.
Oh right.
Well, you
Yes.
did ask me how my
I
week
try- I
was, but I
tried to.
wanted you guys to go first. Is all.
Fair enough.
So.
Jamie, you.
Jamie.
Yo, I
was
had
your
a
week?
great week. I had a photo shoot today.
Photo
yeah.
shoot.
Yeah.
What?
I was fly today. I got real cute this morning.
Hang
Like, I
on.
also had
So-
I also had like a little bit of a freak out though because I couldn't find a jacket I wanted to wear.
Oh, I hate that.
And like, you ever seen like them '80s movie where like a woman jumps into a closet and you just see clothes flying out?
That was you.
I was crying and shit. Like,
Now you know. Now you
like,
know what
it's
we go
those-
through.
It's those moments where like I'll be screaming and spazzing and my son come in the room like, no.
Are you
Daddy?
screaming in
I'm
Spanish?
leaving you the fuck alone.
But
You know I don't speak no Spanish. My kitchen Spanish sucks.
Jamie, tell us what your photo shoot was for.
It's for Beyond the Bar. It's a collab between Chocolate City's Best and In His Eyes photography. It's just taking time out to recognize black bartenders in the district.
Excellent.
And you wore what?
Do you know
Oh,
when?
I wore what I'm wearing right now with this dope jacket and this great cologne I got on right now, which I actually
So
own.
you smelled the cologne
is
picture?
that Ode to Bob
Oh,
Marley?
you can smell. no. It's Cannabis for men.
Cannabis for men. Wait, if it's cannabis for men and women, it should be unisex.
Right. It's like
So
the
you
old
got the
Gap
cologne
scents.
in the picture.
You know
Cannabis
what I mean?
one.
It's a scratch and sniff.
All right.
Big shout out for Capri Robinson for inviting me out, and yeah, it was a good time.
When
It
can
was
we
a
expect
really,
to
really
see
good time.
your see you being featured? In?
Next couple of weeks, I got an interview. We're doing the group picture tomorrow. You know,
at you.
I'm super
You'll have to
excited about it.
keep us posted.
So where is this going to be? Like, is it in a publication or is it going to be online? What is it?
See, here's the thing. I ain't get all the information yet.
Oh,
It's
gonna be porn. It's gonna be porn. They're gonna superimpose Jamie's face over some
ever
like.
heard this statement before, but welcome to the Negro League.
I don't even.
So hopefully what happens is within the next couple of days I get all the information. I will let you guys know next week.
Do we need to?
Long
Do, I,
as you
do
don't
I
get-
need to contact Capri and ask her myself?
I mean, I texted her earlier, and I just said all the information she gave me.
Maybe we have her on the show. She
But,
gives us the straight dope.
When everything comes out and so on and so forth, there'll be pictures.
Nice.
They
Awesome.
won't be
Can't
completely
wait.
new, but again, there's some good dick under this gut. So
Excuse me, Jamie.
Oh, there's some good dick underneath
There are some nieces that are watching this.
People,
Exactly. Keep
in
them
the
real,
Navy,
though.
People-
she is in the Navy.
So, Boo, there's some good dick watching. So can you tell us
Come
about
on
your
now.
week?
I had a really good week. I haven't been working as much as I would like to, but I got to spend some time recording with my punk band, Supreme Commander. Got to
How'd that
finish.
go?
It was awesome. Got to finish laying all my vocal tracks. Shout out to Mike Schlabbaum, our buddy,
Mike
for
Slybomb.
producing. And yeah, we got all the actual recording stuff done now. It's just
So you
about
you got it all done.
mixing.
You did.
Yeah, we got all the overdubs and all that type of stuff.
So when can we see an album coming out?
We're hoping to have something that people can listen to at the end of March. We have a
makes
show
sense.
set up on the 29th, Friday the 29th at Dangerous Pies.
Of course it is.
So it'll either be like a release party or it'll be a listening party. It'll also be my belated birthday celebration too.
Yeah,
so
we'll let you know about the party we're
there's
releasing.
an excuse to come and fall
Yeah,
down.
we'll let you know about the party because that's a place that we all enjoy.
Shout out to
Dangerous,
Dangerous Pies.
Dangerous Pies is a good place.
So, but yeah, it's been a stellar week.
That's still
Sounds like a great
I'm
week
proud
for
of
you.
Right on.
All right.
So, Boo, let's move on to the next.
So, in case you hadn't heard,
Heard.
this shutdown is over for the next few weeks.
At least 3 weeks.
A conversation was had and some agreements were made, and they're going to revisit all of this madness in 3 weeks, which I'm assuming if people have a shred of sanity, they won't go back
Well.
to doing this again.
They're going to go back to it again. They're absolutely going back.
This is pimping at its finest. I
So,
ain't
but
gonna hold you. It's
Trump
like,
lost
look.
the Pippin now.
I ain't gonna beat you for 3 weeks, but in the next 3 weeks, I'm gonna start beating you again.
Yeah, but Trump lost.
get your
100
mind right.
But Trump lost 100% in this deal.
I
Yeah, I was
mean,
gonna say,
You guys, Nancy Pelosi beat Trump's
according
ass.
to the
did.
interwebs, the man got spanked.
He got
He
beat
did.
down.
I mean,
Even
like, when
the
you said-
Republicans are saying he got beat down.
When when you were saying that there were some agreements that were had, there was no agreement.
Oh, I know. I know.
Trump got ass
That's like when
fucked.
you do some dumb shit and you're like, mistakes were made. Like, no, motherfucker, you fucked up. Like,
He
It's
lost
like
everything.
you killed that hooker, bro. Not
yeah,
mistakes
yeah,
were
yeah,
made.
yeah. Sorry.
That's murder one, sir.
Sorry,
Like,
man.
So basically, Trump did not win.
He didn't get his money for his wall,
And he
the
said
government's
in 3
opening it.
weeks-
Well, here's the thing, and I've had this conversation before with other people, and this is like, we are trying to stay away from politics,
We are,
but
but for
we
what
are
affects
we
us.
are in the Washington Post building,
And
and
this affects
the
us
White House
100%.
is like, if you have a good arm, you could throw a football to it. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
can throw a fucking rock. To
don't.
kick the
Oh,
shit.
okay, I thought I'm glad you said rock. I was scared you were going to say something else.
Yeah.
throwing all that
Anyways,
All of you looking at me.
but it affects us. The ripple effects of it. Every industry that all of us are in. We felt the effects of it.
absolutely.
I work as a stagehand. I felt that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody, working in restaurants and bars, you all felt that. DC has kind of did a little thing. We're going to be feeling it for a while because it's not just about the workers. It's about all the tourists.
And it hurt.
Right.
Like,
You know?
I
the
mean, like
Smithsonian's closed.
the Smithsonians were saying that on average they were losing 45,000 visitors
And
a
that hurt.
day.
That stung.
45,000 visitors a
day.
day.
To a museum. And
Is that
hurt.
one museum or like that's got to be like that can't be all of them. I
think-
imagine it's even more.
Yeah. I think like the
That's
zoo
probably
was saying
multiple.
they've lost
an
an average of 45,000 people
And that's thing. And
a
that's
day.
things. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's
And
a
then
lot
never
of
mind
local people.
But no, those are all visitors. So
But
like
but it's saying, but the local
The people
work
working.
there. Work there. That hits
right, but
everybody.
like they're also losing a ton of revenue because like the restaurants, the food
Yeah, all the
places.
restaurants around like Woodley Park and
I'm talking about like in the zoo itself, like
Oh, yeah,
in the museums themselves, like the places where people eat,
the merchandise.
the merchandise that like like IMAX, like all of that.
It
They're
hits
losing
everybody.
everything.
It hits everybody's pocket.
And
it
those are
hurts.
things that like there's a lot of stuff that like we will never be able to recover here, and people don't really talk about that outside of DC because they don't
think about it.
they're
They
not
don't-
aware of it. It doesn't affect them, but like here in the district, like we're not going to be able to recover from that for a long time.
I mean, it's part of the
This
reason.
economy.
It's part of the reason why we started this show because like we want to tell people like there's actually people who live here, and the furlough was the first thing to actually expose those things.
No, I was laughing the way you said it. There's actually people who do live here.
There's actually people. No, like you know what? In Marcus's
I don't know why that
defense,
tickled
that's
me.
why
I
started
don't
this
know why
show
that
is
tickled me.
because-
in
I'm
Marcus's
sorry.
defense, there are people that like outside
Don't
of
think
DC
people
that
live in DC.
they literally think it's like the monuments
Yeah.
and the White
government.
House and
So part of the reason I started the show
And
is
the-
like
and the
nobody knew we
Redskins.
live here.
And, like-
They don't know we live here. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, there's actually people who fucking live here. We have lives.
I'll tell you what, I didn't know black people lived here until I watched Meteor Man. So,
oh my god,
no, because everything else on TV
Why
was
me?
like,
What the fuck?
no, fuck. Look,
didn't-
Meteor Man was supposed to be in DC. Big shout out to the Little Lords, Golden Lords, whole 9 yards.
man!
Don
See, now
Cheadle at his
you're-
finest. Don
Don
Cheadle at his
Cheadle.
finest. Luther Vandross is in that movie,
Is it really?
and Bill Cosby. Black
God, this
cast
is just getting
excellence.
worse and worse.
Jesus.
It's just
But no,
worse.
like in
worse.
Philly, it was like I ain't never come down here for nothing or whatever like that. And then you find out, it's like, oh shit, black people live in DC. It's not
All right.
just the monuments.
All right. So, just moving along. I like to talk a lot of smack about the Commonwealth. It's true. If you know me, I do. I talk
Yeah.
mad
I do
mad
too.
shit about Virginia. I got mad
Narnia.
people.
Narnia. It's Narnia.
That is
I got a lot of people from. I got a lot of people from across the bridge that I love. I do. I love you. But one thing that I do love is Senator Mark Warner is trying to pass what is being called the Stop Stupidity Act. And if you live in D.C. and have grown up like I have, you grow a fondness for acronyms. So brace yourselves for this shit. It stands for Shutdowns Transferring Unnecessary Pain and Inflicting Damage in the Coming Years.
I do love it.
This act would protect federal workers from being used during policy negotiations, which I think is, pretty fucking legit. It should be something on paper or like in the Constitution. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that in the first place.
Do you think that was an accident that acronym came up?
No, he purposely,
Or
he
like
purposely
how
created
many?
it.
There was a
how many
team.
how many people were in that room? Like, yo, we need a real.
Gabriel, what's the
good
over
acronym.
under on how many people it took to come up with that?
We need to
At
find
least
this out.
27.
27? Like I could see that. A room of 27 sweaty,
Working all night.
desperate, starved, sleep deprived interns
In 6 weeks.
just fucking.
So the
We've
funny
been
thing
closed
is,
down for 3 weeks. We need to make this.
No one is leaving this room until I can come up with a good acronym for stupidity.
so I heard this. I heard this report on WTOP on the radio, and they were like the people who were reporting on it were like laughing a little bit. They were just
I
like,
mean, how?
they were like, well, so clearly this is not going to get anywhere, but it seems to me that Mark Warner is really, really irate about this
This
situation.
legislation will not pass, but it will go down in history.
Yes.
For fucking sure.
That's a great joke. bro.
Stupidity will go down in history.
Yeah.
Stupidity.
Don't it always? Don't it always?
I do
Well.
love this. I mean, Mark Warren, didn't he run for president?
He did.
Before?
Mark
ran-
Warner did. He has
did?
attempted to run for president in the past. I guess he's
Wait, obviously he didn't
a
win.
little too smart to want to dive back into the fray again.
Right.
Although who knows? Everybody else is announcing.
There's like what, like 20.
Everyone else is announcing.
people
There's like
a run.
There's 95 people running
know,
for president right now.
I'm still on the fence about it.
It's
you
this
know.
crackhead on Georgia and Princeton.
Oh my God.
Yo, are you talking about Tyrell?
Yeah, you know Tyrell?
Dude, Tyrell 2020, man.
Tyrell
Hold on,
2020.
Tell me about
cuz.
Tyrell. Tell me about Tyrell.
No, Tyrell is a sweetheart. He is a very nice man.
Nobody rocks a trash bag tarp like Tyrell.
Nobody rocks a trash
So
bag
what's string?
tarp.
I've
And
not met Tyrell.
his soft shoe impression,
Bruh.
his
How
soft
you
shoe.
met Tyrell before I met Tyrell?
I mean, don't.
Easily.
I'm a man of the
easily,
streets.
Trust me.
I don't know if you know
I'm
this.
so-
No,
the mainstream.
Tyrell
You
is a
are.
man of the streets. Like,
This is true.
but no, like after so on Tuesday after this guy tried to sell me a bag full of loose Viagra pills. Or
Oh, I
whatever.
saw that.
Can we get our
I'm trying
cocktail?
to tell him to give me my cocktail.
That right there is for the gentleman.
The important parts of the show, right?
But no, like after
I mean,
that,
we
he,
are
like,
the
he
drinking
walked
show with a
up-
podcast problem.
he-
Exactly.
You know, it's a difference between like a crackhead on crack and crackhead off of crack, and he was clearly on crack. Like he walked up clicking,
Oh no.
like,
Like pockets full.
like,
Yes.
like walking a squirrel and shit on a telephone
Walking
cord.
a
Like,
squirrel?
just, Tyrell has a good time, but he was like, you know, who you voting for in 2020? And I was like, no, not yet. He was like, me.
I heard he's going to be he was going to be a smoke-in candidate.
And then had the
Vote for Smokey.
audacity to be like, yeah, it's gonna be me, Jim Brown gonna be my vice president.
No.
And this is, and I was like, you did not with your old crackhead self say Jim Brown gonna be your vice president. I gave him a cigarette and I let him bounce his way.
Hey, he's good. Oh God! All right. So, have we talked about our cocktail today yet?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
We did.
Jesus, let's just
We
keep it.
did.
Let's just keep going.
So, all right. Well, how about this?
Enough of Tyrell. Let's move forward.
Since we have the lovely and talented Gabriel here with us, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the people. We know about you. Tell the people.
Yeah, so
About you.
I do local comedy around DC. So I host 2 weekly shows. One on Wednesday at 10 p.m. the After Party Comedy Show at St. Arnold's on Cleveland on Jefferson, and then on Thursdays we have a show at 7 o'clock in Cleveland Park.
Nice. How long you been doing it?
We've been doing it since about September. But I've been doing comedy locally for about the last year, and I think comedy is really exploding in DC. So we're seeing a lot of great comedians come out, and several people that are on HBO and Netflix and different specials. So
Why do you think DC now is getting more attention?
well, I think we're seeing that over the last 10 years. I think we're seeing so many more people move into the district, that aren't necessarily attached to politics.
Okay.
I mean, now that we are the fourth city to have the Michelin Guide, food is getting better, and I think there's just so much to come to the city for.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So we've got a lot of funny comedians. You can check out cabincomedy.com for our show info.
Excellent. And make sure you shout that out again later on in the show.
Yeah,
I got a question for you.
sure.
Favorite stand-up go?
Margaret Cho.
Really?
Wow.
Which
Wow.
one though? Which
Wow.
one though?
Which show?
She
That
was.
matters. That
I know
matters.
she was.
You can't be like Eddie Murphy and be like, oh, which one? And not
I loved
mention-
Margaret Cho forever. Like she was like my inspiration. I mean, she's so funny, and she's like she's a big supporter of the LGBTQ community, and so she's just been funny her whole life. So I mean, I love Joan Rivers. I mean, no one can compare.
I
to
do
Joan,
love
but,
Joan Rivers.
Is
So
she still alive?
No,
No.
where have you? No.
It's been a while. It's been a few years.
She died a few, like
I hate-
5 years
I
ago.
hate to tell you, in my house, wasn't nobody be like, damn, I can't wait for this next Joan Rivers special.
I'll tell you what, though. When I was a little kid, there was times when she would cover for Johnny Carson, and you'd be like, all right.
She's fine.
yes.
She was good.
All right,
She was good.
She was one of those like, nobody knew about her. Like,
Oh, she was-
She was good. Nobody.
Her
realized how
and
good
Betty
she was.
White were like stealth raunchy
Yes.
back in the day when
Yes.
like
Yeah,
you didn't
and
think
nobody
that
knew-
comedians
Well,
talked
you didn't know
said
white
dirty.
women could
Yes.
be that raunchy.
Right. You had the whole June Cleaver impression of
Man,
like
those two
you
were
know.
not. Betty White still rocking it, but yeah.
Betty White. is
Every
amazing.
time I
Joan
see
Rivers
somebody
is fucking dirty.
Wait, who was it?
Hashtag save Betty White.
No, real shit.
Who was it just that just passed away?
Joan
Old-
Cleaver?
She did Broadway. She was old.
Joan Cleaver.
She was a comedian also.
You're talking about
Skinny, real, like she had the crazy smile. Fuck.
Yes.
Carol Channing.
Carol
Yes,
Channing.
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I was
Rest in
gonna
peace,
say
Carol
Carol.
Yes.
something.
So
Yeah,
Some of those women that
I
really
imagine like I see the correlation.
yeah,
her,
I mean they
Joan
really
Rivers.
forged a way for
You know.
women in comedy, and I think not only are we seeing great comedians, but in DC we're seeing a lot of diversity, which makes sense. Not just people, LGBTQ people, but people of every nationality, and so it's really really fun to come out and watch our shows because there's so much you learn so much about where people come from and all these kind of things. So.
Do you get a chance to go and check out other local shows?
Yeah, so I see a lot of shows. I probably see 6, 7, 8 shows a week. So
okay,
yeah,
all right.
and perform in a lot
That's
of
a
them.
lot.
So yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, you have to be doing it constantly. I mean, comedy's always evolving, right? So
Yeah.
something that might be funny today might not be funny after whatever news segment hits the air on Thursday, right?
So do you find with Trump or just this administration in general, like, are you lacking?
No,
material?
I mean actually, I find that in DC we stay away from political comedy. By the time people are out at our shows, they just want to like
get away.
They
not
want to
think
get
about
away
shit.
from politics.
And if you want satire, you can always go see the Capitol.
Yeah,
Steps.
and it's not that people. It's exactly.
Them dudes, they've been
Yeah, it's not that they don't talk politics, but you can see when they do a political joke, it often falls flat just because
Because
people
you're
are
not
just.
sure like
Yeah.
who's in your audience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
So-
and people get fried on it.
Yeah, and
Yes.
yes,
Gabe's really funny, by the way. Everybody
Oh.
should come see it. So he's usually every time you're at St. Arnold,
Yeah.
you're the host. But he also like does like he fills in the middle at the beginning. He does a little bit.
Well, yeah, you
and,
do a
like,
little warm up set to
yeah.
get everybody going.
The wonderful
Yeah.
work of a host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But in other
it's
shows,
awesome.
you can see me perform my full sets and everything.
And
so.
are you booking all the comics?
I do, yes. So yeah, we normally have about our Wednesday show is a little shorter. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. So we normally have about 8 comedians, and then we have someone that does a feature or 15 minutes or so. So
Okay.
yeah.
So wait, what's the average? Like, if I was a new school comedian coming to one of your shows, like, what's a time slot?
You'll see most of them do about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So,
Which is like an eternity trying to
Yeah.
be funny.
yes.
Especially
know.
when like it's not going well with the
I
audience.
could be
and they're
funny.
like,
I could be funny for 5 minutes accidentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know if I
But
could.
you're right. That's like an alternative. Like if you're
Like
not
someone's like,
funny,
go.
Yes.
And, yeah. So
So the best was this was the second time that we did it at Jefferson,
Yes.
right? And it was my first time that I was behind the bar, and there were a ton of people who were there. There were like 15 plus, right?
Right, comedians, yes.
Yeah, and so this one guy rolls in. He's like, yeah, can I just get on real quick? And Gabe was like, he's like, I don't know. I mean, we don't really have. I've already like extended the time and all this stuff. He's like, well, come on, like it's my first time ever. Like I've never blah blah blah. And so Gabriel let him go. Turns out it was who was it?
Yeah,
Tony?
well, yeah, he
It
was
was
a pretty
Tony-
professional comedian,
Tony
someone that's
Wood,
been around for a long
who's
time.
like-
yes.
oh, he was like a legit comedian,
Yeah,
just kind of
he's
fucking
been-
with you.
Well,
he's-
and I made the mistake of asking, I said, are you a comedian? He said, are you the producer? I said, yeah, are you a comedian? His friends were laughing like crazy behind him, and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, man, I really try to run a good, fair show. I've already put 6 people on. I normally have space for like 2 to 3. And I basically said, can you sit down in the corner and watch the show? But then it turns out he's got like 100 specials out. And
Yeah, he's on Comedy Central.
Oh,
and
okay.
He was,
Did you end up letting him
I
on?
did.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he was hilarious.
But was he good?
He was.
He's always
funny.
amazing.
He was a pro.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
really brilliant.
And he's like related to people here.
I mean,
too.
who-
Like,
who-
people
who
that
was
we
he?
know in the industry.
Tony Woods, but I
Tony
mean,
Woods?
and the great thing about him is he's just so humble. He's
Yeah.
even after all that, he told me afterwards. He said, "I thought that was great." I mean, he's just humble.
So you
and-
appreciate what you were actually trying to do.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool, man.
And just a funny guy. So
He's really funny. Yeah.
Right on. Well, why don't we take a moment and Jamie, why don't you give our sponsors a little shout out action?
Oh, much love to St. Arnold's, the St. Arnold's group. We want to talk a little bit more about the food, guys. We just talk about how great this place is. We could just talk about how great this place is. Places
Sorry.
are or whatever.
The places
Nazi.
the muscles are great.
Also, honestly speaking,
They
no,
are really
we did miss one earlier. We didn't get a chance to talk about Tiber Beer House.
Ah, yes. Tell us about Tiber.
Tiber Beer House is basically a Bavarian beer hall, more or less, in was it Bethesda?
In Bethesda.
right?
Mhm.
I haven't made the chance to get there yet,
That's fair.
but I am super excited to when I make that trip to Maryland, stop on in, grab a Hefeweizen, grab a half liter, and have a good time with it. How do you guys feel about it?
I'm
I
a big
I
fan
think
of the
it's worth it.
Weisens
Yeah, lots of fun.
Yeah,
A good brunch.
they do.
and the
So-
brats,
They're
Zibrutz.
delicious.
Zebras.
the schnitzels.
I never make it to Maryland much, so that's my fault.
I don't make it to that part of Maryland.
It's not that far.
You know what? It's not
It's
about
not
a question
that
of
far.
far.
It's
It's a
not that
question of
far.
where all of the things in my universe are, and most of them
Friendship
are.
Heights shopping is good.
Most of them are kind of in the Prince George's vicinity of
Yes.
Maryland.
Right.
So
I always feel like Georgetown is like another state,
I agree with that as well.
and like it's within walking distance.
wait,
It's
from
from
you?
you. From you.
Damn.
Georgetown's walking distance from you.
Georgetown.
Damn.
Look,
fuck do you
Well, I
live?
mean, you know what?
First and
Actually,
V.
if you're
I'm
not
on
a
First
total
and V.
heathen, you could walk to Georgetown from most,
You
Yeah.
could.
a
fuck
lot of
Georgetown.
places in the
I
city.
mean, look,
you know.
DC's only like what 8.5, 9 square miles. People
4.
keep saying 10, and I'll be
It's
like,
4.
stop lying.
That's corner to corner,
Right?
maybe.
Like, come on, it's that close.
I mean-
you know what I mean. The whole problem is with me in Georgetown is that
White people.
you don't have a metro to keep white people there. Like, just
That's.
you don't have a metro to keep white people there. Like,
You know why that is? Because the white people.
because
didn't want
white
a
people
metro.
don't want me there. Like,
They didn't want a metro there
Yikes.
originally.
They fought tooth and
Yeah.
nail
And they
Now
still
they're
fight it.
begging
to keep
for-
the metro out of there.
Now
and
they're begging for the metro.
Now look at you.
I mean, there's no place for it now.
Now they want the
look at
streetcar
you.
from A Street to go all the way to.
Now look
Georgetown.
at you.
yikes,
Yeah.
still ain't going. Actually,
Nah.
You know you done
not
fucked
gonna
up,
lie.
right, Georgetown?
It's a couple.
No, you done fucked up.
It's a couple
It's not
sneaker
that
boutiques
bad.
out there that I get into every
Parking.
once in a while.
Parking's horrible.
Parking, driving, it's all horrible. It's horrible.
It's
That-
absolutely
that
horrible.
that
I
whole
just Uber there.
Yeah,
yes,
Really,
and
I
sit in
live-
tra- and
I
sit
live
in
not
traffic
that
in your
far away.
Uber in.
It's horrible. It's
You know.
fucking
That's
horrible.
across
Driving in DC
though.
sucks.
That's DC in general.
driving
Anywhere
in
you're
DC
going,
Yes, but
horrible.
George,
it's
all
gonna
right,
be-
what's the worst in George and DC? What's the worst place to like to Uber or try to find parking?
Georgetown.
Adams
GW.
Morgan.
Georgetown, GW.
Adams Morgan.
no.
Well, you know,
Adams Morgan
Adams
is
Morgan's
terrible.
kind of shitty. too.
Adams
On the
Morgan,
weekends,
the thing
it's
that
horrible.
The thing that sucks about Adams Morgan now, though, is a lot of those bars are
Stabbings?
closed.
Stabbies. Stabbings.
That place doesn't
I was like, is
exist
Stabbies a
anymore.
new like sports bar or some
No,
shit that
it's-
opened up there?
Strong Island iced tea.
Brought to you
Oh,
by
shit.
Stabbies.
That's not a stabbing.
I was gonna open a frat bar and call it
Heaven and
Strong
hell,
Island.
Strong Island iced tea. That's the third thing wrong with DC.
No,
What's your next
but
thing?
like Adams Morgan, a lot, bourbon gone.
All right, so
Ventnor,
what's your
No,
worst thing?
it's
All right,
gone.
all right, so what's your,
Hold
Like
please.
places are
Whoa, whoa,
closing
whoa.
out there,
Hold
man.
please. Ventnor, first of all, bourbon is not gone. Like
she's
the original
right. It's not
owners
gone.
closed, but then the people who used to own Parlay, they bought the space and they've maintained bourbon.
They've
and then
maintained the name.
Yeah,
Maintain-
and it's actually a
and-
cool little spot.
not just the name, but also like the bourbon aspect
Yeah.
on the main floor.
Okay.
And then upstairs they brought back Parlay, which was
And,
on
and
M
it's
Street.
actually it's a really cool spot. We've been there a couple of times. It's actually kind of really cool.
Y'all full of shit.
No, we're not full of shit. So
The-
let's
so the owners are my friends. So yeah, I've
not
been
even
there.
that. They're not my. They're not my.
That's when you say. That's when you turn Jamie and go, "You're full of shit."
They're not. They're not my friends.
them
So I can talk
octaves
shit.
up.
I could talk shit about.
I know you are, but what am I?
But I also like. All right, so Georgetown sucks. Adams Morgan sucks. What other neighborhoods?
I mean, look,
Like,
if
as
we're
far
talking
as
about
parking-
traffic and parking and driving, it's all a
That's
pile of
just
garbage.
DC.
Yeah.
8th Street
it's just DC.
ruined,
Just DC.
ruined, fucking
Like even just getting onto like the Southeast Southwest Freeway sucks.
it's terrible.
So traffic in DC just sucks. We can just
Yeah,
admit
so
that.
we've got
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
It's,
All
it's
right.
all horrible.
Top speed,
So
35
side
miles an
note,
hour.
friends and family. One of our previous guests on the show, Jojo Valenzuela, he has taken over the space of Ventnors.
Yay!
Which he exposed here first.
Yes, he did.
He
He
did
did. He
expose
did.
that
He
here
did
first.
announce that here. Yep. Mhm.
And I will be working there part time.
Excellent.
So
I-
we'll bring
And we
JoJo
are-
back again.
I shall be dancing on the metaphorical grave of Ventnors. Rest in pieces.
But we should be opening in the next couple weeks, so
Let's
keep an
get-
eye out,
Let's
everybody.
get JoJo back and bring him on. And talk
Yeah,
about
definitely.
Are you cool? Keep we not eat
Who
on the
is
microphone.
over here? Who is over here?
Just kidding.
Slap on my knob, like corn on its cup.
I'm not eating corn on the cob for like a year.
I will in a couple months because it's
Really?
the same time.
You know, Juicy J wrote that song his junior year in
Who
high
the hell
school.
is Juicy J?
You want to do this right now?
Whoa.
You want to do this right now, Marcus? How old are you, bro?
For
You from Delaware?
Tell
Flag
what?
on the play.
Who?
Is he from Delaware?
Della what?
Tell her why.
You from how?
I'm sorry. I'm calling an engineer. Flag on the play on that one.
There you
right
go.
there.
There you go.
Penalty
Bro,
box.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Juicy is my name.
Ah,
Juicy is my
Juicy
game.
J.
You remember a couple of weeks ago he was making fun of us for reading comic books? He was like, "Oh, I was too busy playing sports.
I didn't make fun of you for reading.
I was playing
watching comic
sports.
books.
I was
Wait.
being a
I was
sports
out-
player."
I was on the field.
I want y'all to know that Marcus is 5'0"
Marcus, you played sports?
8.
and 338 pounds of full of shit.
he was tackling that Gatorade cooler,
Right. Water sucks.
wrestling them,
I might-
wrestling them towels.
I might lose, but I would fight both of you at the same time.
Stop making fun of me.
See, you done did lost him. You done did lost him over there in the corner. You
done did it again.
You done did lost
You done did it now, boy.
You done did lost the fucking
Done did
corner.
it now, boy.
Don't you know no good?
Don't you know no good?
Don't you know no good?
What the fuck
All
were
right.
you even talking about?
Oh, this is
It
good.
made Jamie cry.
That's good. I like
It
this.
made Jamie cry.
I like this energy. I like this energy.
He's
So,
crying in the corner.
Oh shit.
we're moving right along. Let's you know what? We're all laughing. Let's take a look on the bright side.
Oh,
Nice segment.
I
We
love
like
this
to
part.
when just some good shit happens, you know,
Fuck Trump.
and some shit that
Easy,
just
Tiger.
some shit that like it, differently worded, but just is like no matter how shitty shit is,
In a
like
different way.
there's there's still some good stuff going on, and so on our list we have the defending champion Golden State Warriors,
Sacramento. There you go.
who refused to go to the White House
And
Second year in a row.
for the second year in a row.
But he also uninvited.
Yes, and
that in mind.
after being disinvited by people that said they didn't want to come to his house anyways,
What did they do?
they went and met with former President Barack Obama and had their own motherfucking party.
Pizza party.
And guess what?
Can
They
we
probably
talk
did not
about-
have hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
There was. I bet you the menu was on point.
There's probably lobster and
You know
shrimp
what?
in that.
Wait,
motherfucker.
Shrimps,
You know what
lobsters,
the best
ribs.
quote-
The best part
quote-
of
Probably had
the best
hamburgers
quote,
at
no,
least.
the best quote from Twitter
No.
last week was
There
one
was
of the
no
players.
Philadelphia guy for that?
No. The best quote from Twitter last week was this guy from New Orleans. He was like, "I ain't wanted to go to the
Orleans?
White House and eat chicken nuggets anyway." Word.
This tea is delicious. God damn.
I mean, how do you feel about that? That's
I
great.
feel
That's
amazing.
awesome, right?
I think I might have done. I did maybe not physically, but inside, I definitely did a little dance when
did
I
too.
saw that.
I did too. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I was overtly excited about this. Like
You
I
know,
was like,
it's just like
fuck
it's
yeah.
just. First of all, it's just it's classy on both levels. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those cats, all of those guys on that team, probably wished that Obama was still the president. Would
I
have
still
rather,
wish.
you know what I mean? Like they would have preferred to go and visit him anyways in the White House. I think it's having your cake and eating it.
Can
too.
you imagine
You
the
still got-
conversation between the blackest name in the entire world, Draymond Green, and Barack Obama?
Damn, that is
And
a
shit,
pretty black
like-
ass.
like
yeah,
that
That's
just
like
sounds-
that's black as a
Draymond Green
motherfucker.
is like the most blackish.
That's black as a motherfucker.
Conversation is just head nods.
watching out. Not even that. Like you ever like?
It's just like
All right, so I got that old black uncle that's always eating and he's smacking in between the conversation or whatever, and like Draymond just walk up to Obama like, "Yo, nigga,
oh, he's
Bro,
sucking on his fingers too.
bro, where you get these greens at, cuz?" Like, you the shit.
I
the
bet
shit.
you that
So what would
menu.
you say to Trump? What would you say
I
to,
bet you that menu was.
What would your
slammed.
uncle say to Trump?
Fuck
Oh,
you. Are you expecting more than that? Like,
No, not really. I mean,
What do you think his uncle's like Uncle Ruckus or some shit?
wait.
I love Uncle Ruckus.
Or
You
say
would
something-
love Uncle
or s-
Ruckus.
Of course you would. Or say something real
Damn,
fucked
darkies.
up. Like
For those of you who do not understand,
Yeah, if you ever seen the Boondocks,
and Boondocks actually has
Crawl-
some
crawl out of a
relevant. They
hole.
have some relevance now.
Boondocks is genius. I was upset
They're
when it
coming
got
back
canceled.
now. They have. I was too. They did what, 2 seasons?
no, they did
No,
4
they
seasons.
did 4.
4 seasons?
4 seasons. 4
Yeah,
seasons.
and there had been
five episodes each.
there had
season
been
or
Oh,
on
something
so
it-
like 12
No.
episodes a season.
It was a joke, fuckers, for not being more seasons.
I don't know if y'all knew this, but Marcus is still concussed 6 months later.
and who's to say how many times he's hit his head when we haven't been looking?
Oh, he
Right.
definitely did a few times.
And not the
For
one in his
sure.
pants.
Jamie.
But no, I'm saying.
Oh, wait, pause. Have you not heard what I said today? And that's the first time you said Jamie. Like,
I've been saying it in my head the whole time.
She's been storing it up.
Val's like
you
keeping everyone under
forget?
control.
So, speaking of balls, a 10-year-old genius won a science fair by asking if Tom Brady cheats, and he decided to use science to get to the bottom of Deflategate.
Hang on, he proved it.
I love this story. So this 10-year-old from Lexington, Kentucky,
the parts
according
from
to
Kentucky.
fatherly.com. What is this? Fatherly.com? What is this?
You're a father. You should know better.
I am a
Fatherly.com.
father.
no, let me tell you right now, I ain't going to no websites to tell nobody how to treat their child.
Well, I put this website.
anyway.
on this that
I
you're a
already
father.
cussed out a white woman this week. I was at the dry cleaners.
Oh, boy.
And this bro, my son picked up something. I was like, "Oh, you gonna put that shit down?" And she was like, "Don't yell at him." And I was like, "Bitch, you next."
I gotta admit, if I had a child,
Find that shit on the website that's not sponsored by Richard Pryor. Like,
I have to admit, if I have a child and I'm like yelling at the kid and somebody told me to like shut up, I'm like, bitch, please, like you
Shut the fuck up.
you be quiet. Yeah, I'd be like, excuse me.
also, when you black and white people correct you, it'd be like in
That
your
whi-
head,
that white knight shit.
like in your head, the first thing you think is, "You want me to say yes, sir, master, don't you? I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you."
So, anyways,
All right, boo, go back.
this 10-year-old, his name is Ace Davis, by the way. Ace is
He
fucking
is
light. Ace is lighting Tom Brady up.
Ace Davis, first quarterback for Yale Harvard University, like 1935.
He
Like-
decided to use the scientific method to explore whether or not, quote unquote, underrated footballs provide a competitive advantage in a game. And apparently, this kid had a bunch of charts and graphs and stuff to show his research into the controversial Deflategate. he concluded that Tom Brady had in fact cheated, writing, quote, "The Patriots are found guilty of doctoring the football, thus losing $1 million and future draft picks. Tom Brady is indeed a cheater," quote unquote, sending Steelers, Ravens, and other AFC fans into a total frenzy and frothing all over.
How does everybody feel about this?
Have you met a
I
masshole?
think it's hilarious.
It's going to be great. Apparently, I believe the Patriots got him tickets to the Super Bowl this year, just as a
I hope so.
as a thank you.
Right on.
No, I'm totally making
Then
that.
why would they do
You
it?
know.
Totally making that. But that would be some Brady ass
I
shit,
actually
though.
was
That
talking
would be-
shit.
Brady flies his whole family there and then just smokes some fucking shit.
It's funny. I was talking to a Patriots fan
walks
today.
And
by
then
the kid.
refuses to shake their hands at the
Right.
end.
Just walks by the kid and spits in his face.
Yeah, spits in his dad's drink, grabs his mom by the boob.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to a Patriots fan today, and I'm like, being
may I have some more?
being a Giants fan is easy to talk to a Patriots fan because we didn't lose to them. So I'm like, oh, how's your 18-1 season, fuckers?
We're talking about the New York Giants again, aren't we?
All I gotta say is 18-1. We won.
Who's 18-1?
Patriots.
Yeah.
Who happened to do it? Giants. We won.
Yeah.
We did it.
Again, Marcus is still concussed.
We'll
6
always
months later.
have 2012, Marcus.
Was it 2012 we won that year?
No. That's what I like to say to RG3 fans.
Oh, now that's another season talking about. Y'all had everything in front of you until he died in front of
Always
fucking-
have to, you know.
Until they played the
When you
Steelers.
run up the
until he played
middle,
the Ravens,
you
ran
run
in
up
front
the
of-
middle against the Ravens.
and he gets sugs, and you got
Things
your ass
happen.
snapped.
Things
That's what
happen.
happened.
Snapped.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
What did you learn?
What did you think
learn
was going to
that
happen?
happened?
You ran through the middle, and there was a 6'8", 400-pound,
Let me tell you something. You
ugly
did.
black
Say it
man
again.
from
You did
Arizona.
what, boy? You did what? What'd you say, boy?
Ugly black man
You
from
did what?
Arizona who was there to have sex
Suggs
with your
hit your
soul.
ass
crazy?
hard. Suggs hit you so hard you broke your leg next year.
Oh,
All right, so-
Lucifer.
Oh, man. Okay. You promised me to say my pet name on the air. All right, and so lastly in our good feelings section, Patton Oswalt out there fucking blowing people's minds.
This was actually really cool.
This is a really good story. It happened at the beginning of the week, which was a good way to start things off. He was attacked by some Twitter troll.
Yep.
And after getting into it back and forth with this gentleman, Mr. Michael Beatty,
He's a Vietnam veteran.
yeah, he's a Vietnam vet. Patton Oswalt went through and saw his, read his timeline and saw his information, realized that this guy was really in just a real bad way. And
Instead of attacking him back, he was like, you know what?
he basically started raising money for this guy and completely, turning his life around.
Well, so Beatty had a GoFundMe page himself, and
Yeah.
then and he saw that he had this.
He was
GoFundMe
battling
page.
sepsis.
Right, and he had like a lot of medical issues, and then what's his face Oswald, he saw that he had a GoFundMe page, and he paid for his medical expenses.
Well,
pretty much.
he raised some money. He raised like 2/3 of it or 1/3 of it, but he did a GoFundMe page as well and raised like $35,000.
Say comedians are good people.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is where we're coming back to this.
They
our
don't.
segue.
They do more than just make you laugh. They
So
make
it's-
you feel good.
So he raised
And they do good
$35,000, and he gave him the money, and then also put up another third of his own money to this fund. But instead of attacking him, he like reached and realized who he was, and was like, "Oh shit!" And this is a very human thing to do. And it's
Beatty
awesome.
Beatty expressed his gratitude on Twitter, saying, "Patton, you have humbled me to the point where I can barely compose my words." Sorry, my window just crashed on me.
That happens.
Technology.
I mean, if somebody did that for you as well, I mean, what would you do? I mean, you're talking shit to somebody, then
Okay.
someone.
I'm back. You've caused me to take pause and reflect on how harmful words from my mouth could result in such an outpouring.
Are they coming from anywhere
Thank you
else?
for this, and I will pass this on to my cousin who needs help.
But seriously, I mean,
Fantastic.
as you as a human being, if you're talking shit to somebody and someone
I don't
like
really know
that,
what that last part means, but the point of the matter is,
comes back to you and puts you in your place, like instead of talking shit back to you, actually does this like awesome act of.
So
like,
are you going to start doing
humanity.
that now, Marcus?
No, absolutely not.
When people
No,
talk smack,
absolutely-
when you get
absolutely
trolled on Twitter, you're not going to.
Absolutely not.
Marcus ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Who
I have nothing.
I'm about to start this poor bastard a GoFundMe page.
Can you please? I would love every bit of that.
Like Marcus and the gay homeless. Like, just like,
Are you
he's
homeless?
not homeless. Why are you just gonna look
I
at
asked him if he was homeless.
I mean, this man's got a home. Look at him. Look at that hair.
do you
That
have a-
hair is definitely of a man who's got a
That-
place
that is
to
the-
live.
True.
You got
Cares
good.
about
You
himself.
got good lighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now,
Come on now.
come on, son.
All right.
So
Let's
anyway,
just sit back here and not say anything.
no, please. Good
You
luck
wanna go
with
get a
that.
pedicure with me next week?
Yes, absolutely.
Team Manny Petties.
I
Yo,
love
I
Is that a
love
thing?
mani pedis.
So do I.
I'm on
I'll be
board for that.
I'll be such a bitch too.
I really do. I love many
I'll be
petties.
giggling and shit. Like,
My feet are so ticklish.
oh my
Hey,
god.
Gabriel, do me a favor. Why don't you take a moment and remind everybody of your upcoming events?
Yeah, so this week we have a show at 10 o'clock on Wednesday at St. Arnold's on Jefferson, and then a show on Thursday at St. Arnold's Cleveland Park in the Abbey downstairs. That's at 7 o'clock. So come out and see us.
Do you guys do any kind of drink specials or any of that type of shenanigans?
Sometimes.
Accoutrement?
We've been running, Val's been running the
You
furlough
should.
special the last couple of weeks, but so now we'll have to be back from furlough special, right?
Oh yeah, the welcome back to work special.
Exactly.
Have you
So-
had anybody come to y'all bar yet and ask for a furlough special but not be furloughed?
No, I haven't.
That's the trifling motherfucker.
Is that
I
a
gotta
thing?
deal with.
Did
Have
that
people
happen?
done that?
It's curious, yeah.
Did that happen?
it's
No,
got-
I'm saying, has that happened to anybody in this room?
Oh,
Jamie?
yeah,
No,
it's,
that's-
it's happened to me.
right, so
I
tell
Well,
was-
that was Tyrell though. Come on, man. you know how
don't,
he be.
Don't
Can I
let
get a shot?
Tyrell in.
So tell us about these shows. You have some on Thursday and on Wednesday.
Yes, yeah. So, we typically on Wednesday, like I said, it's a bit of a shorter show, an hour and 15 minutes because it's at 10 o'clock, and so it's just meant to be like that late night show.
Do you have your comics booked already?
I do, yes, I do. So,
Are you allowed to name names?
No, but the list will come out. The list comes out on Tuesday. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you never. I liked the fact that like you did something and all of a sudden you had like a professional comic like sneak up in the mix.
Yeah.
You know. So if you're just,
Apparently, he doesn't let him on the show unless they fucking prove themselves.
Exactly.
I mean,
Get out my face, Tyrell.
He's done the show several times, but we have a lot of people that stop in that have done Netflix and HBO and all kinds of
So,
stuff.
are you getting like repeat like famous people back and
Yeah.
forth? You are.
Yeah. So
got to come in and stay loose.
you never know when they're going to come in though.
Try
so.
new material. Is that a lot of it? You think?
Wednesday is more like kind of like sets that are pretty well worked out. But
Okay.
on Thursdays we have people try a lot of material. Thursdays is more like an open mic environment.
Okay.
So if you're a new comedian, give me a shout out at cabincomedy.com and come try your stuff out.
All right. Because it's good to know like there's a difference between the two shows. Like I like that.
Yeah, and what we're seeing a lot is that even people in the professional world or politicians, they use comedy to kind of like be better speakers, all kinds of stuff. So
Tell me more about this,
about what?
the politician aspect.
No.
You snuck that one in. I need to know about this.
Marcus is
Marcus-
like always go back to politics.
I
but,
need
I do.
Marcus
Are you
not
thinking
to
like
ask that so
like? I
quickly.
don't think he means like
Like
Lindsey
what-
Graham comes
No,
in and
but I'm
tries to do
curious,
like
are
a
they-
5-minute
No,
set
no,
or
no.
some
Are
shit.
they the guests? Or are they?
no, but like a lot of the staff members, we have a lot of speech writers and things like that
Right.
that are coming in doing our show.
They do tons of comedy.
Yeah, and it's funny because they do no political jokes whatsoever. So
That's fair.
So Gabriel, also your mentor, right? Shelley?
yes, yeah.
So
Sheila
Oh,
wins.
Sheila?
Yeah.
Sheila.
Sheila, same thing.
So she does.
Asshole.
She's just started a Saturday workshop.
Yeah, at
Apologies to
Cleveland
all the
Park
Shelleys and
actually.
Sheilas
So,
out
but Sheila wins. She has stand-up studios, L.A. and D.C., and so she has done a lot of professional work in the past. But she's going to start teaching this Saturday, I think, right?
She started this past Saturday.
Okay, at
Yeah.
Cleveland Park. So,
Yeah,
if you're
during the day.
interested in classes, you can find Sheila's stuff at standupstudios.com.
Excellent.
And then Gabriel, you're also doing something. You're hosting the
Yeah,
World Series
World
of.
Series of
Oh yes, you were talking about this pre-show. Tell us more.
Yeah, so we're bringing a one-night event for the World Series of Comedy to D.C., so it's going to be at Cleveland Park on June 19th, and we'll have 17 comedians competing to go to Boston, and we'll send the top two will go compete in Boston to be part of the Boston satellite, and then possibly we'll go on to the national competition, where over 100 comedians compete for some great prizes like several weeks and years contracts worth of comedian work.
So this is like some serious stepping stone,
Yeah.
springboard type
Yeah.
scenario for people.
Yeah, and the World Series of Comedy, they're really great about like really mentoring comedians, and their main event that they do in St. Louis this year, there's an opportunity for comedians to meet with bookers and all kinds of people that can help their careers. So it's a really great group.
So, question: when they do the events, is it are the winners chosen based on audience reaction, or is it a judges panel, or is it a combination of the two?
It's a combination. So on our contest in June, on June 19th, we'll have two judges, two professional judges, and then a third of the votes will come from the audience through a voting app. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, okay, cool.
So people can judge it. It's awesome.
Yes.
Excellent.
Also,
You
what was it that you guys, Gabriel, he's the host of this one, the DC show, and like they sold out in like what, less than 2 weeks?
Yeah, less than a couple weeks we had all of our competitors, so we're looking forward to it.
Oh, cool.
And they
You
were the
have a bad
quickest.
habit of underselling yourself,
They
sir.
were like the quickest.
Wow.
They were the
you
fastest.
need to be out there. You're doing stuff. Like,
That's
you,
what my husband tells me to.
Yeah, he does.
You know.
Just the other day, Sean was like, "You're so good. You don't let people know how good
Aw.
you are."
You need a publicist. You need somebody that does it for you.
Well, that's kind of my husband. So.
Ah, right on. Excellent.
Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, shout out to Sean.
You have Sean's socials.
No. Maybe.
He's watching the show.
Yeah, he's watching.
Keep it clean, Marcus. No,
I
I'm
am
kidding.
definitely keeping it clean.
You about to lie.
He was about to lie.
I'm holding it back. I'm holding it back for the show.
All right. So, man, this is awesome. Our final segment, which I feel like we probably had more material to work with, but this right here just gets me to no end. Segment we like to call "Wait, What?" Did I say that right? Did I say that right? Wait, what?
We gonna have to change this name. I ain't gonna.
No, hell no.
What?
It ain't changing.
You ever
shit.
watch like
Nope,
a show
nope,
with some white
nope.
people in the '70s and they got like the black maid, and then every time some old crazy shit
You
happens,
mean
you
the
be like,
Jeffersons?
wait,
You mean
what?
the
Like,
Jeffersons?
Oh,
The
so
the
you saying
Jeffersons?
there's some
what I'm
shucking,
saying is
there's some
it's like-
shucking and
it's like
jiving
a-
going
it's
on?
like a 227 moment. I'm not trying to witness.
It
some
is a
shit. Like,
227, but that's the 80s though.
Marcus, when I fuck you up, I don't want to hear shit about it.
This is after.
I mean, if you're gonna be
by the way,
sorry.
if you enjoy the sounds of our voices and want to hang out with us in person, join us at St. Arnold's in Cleveland Park after the show for the after party.
And this is actually not our
You can
last-
watch Jamie ring Marcus out like a washcloth. It'll be
which
great.
happens every week.
And I'll be guest bartending.
Yeah,
Yes,
will be the
Gabriel will be
bartender.
behind the bar,
True story.
I'll be shaking martinis.
being awesome. And
Is that all you're shaking?
I mean,
So we also are gonna have
Allegedly.
some drink specials with the Dr. Stoner's herb flavored spirit.
Dr. Stoner's herb flavored spirits.
Yeah.
Say it with some feelings.
She's talking slow. Let her
No. But yeah, so in our last segment called Wait, What? This Connecticut woman was charged with a DUI, drunk on vanilla extract.
How many of us have thought about this though? How many times have you?
You know what? I
Do you know how
saw
much
I
you have to
saw
drink of
Fuck
vanilla
you mean
extract?
how many of
If
us
you
have
smell
thought about
vanilla
this?
I
extract,
thought
it's
about
I
like
saw
straight
this
alcohol.
on like an episode. I want to say of like the Facts of Life or some shit like that, where like it was like a teen. It's a teen alcohol episode, and like chick literally got busted in the fucking kitchen. Like they were supposed to be making cookies for like some church thing or some shit, and she's like hitting the
You gotta
fucking
drink a
vanilla
lot of
extract.
this shit.
Extract, and I just was like, I remember I was like 10. I was like, is that a thing?
One bottle's
Is
not,
that thing-
One bottle's not gonna do it.
So yeah, this lovely lady.
If I saw that, I'd have
Stephanie
gave it a shot.
Warner Grice.
Yeah, Stephanie Warner Grice. Yeah, cops found her sitting in her car
Was she eating
at an
Pringles?
intersection with her eyes closed at 4:45 p.m. on a Wednesday.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't give a fuck where you are on Earth at 4:45 in the morning. You ain't
No,
up to
4:45 p.m.
p.m.
Oh, PM. What the
P-
fuck was she?
Exactly.
Drinking a
Exactly.
vanilla
I-
extract.
I
So-
apologize. I apologize. Say what?
So they found so they found her in her car on a Wednesday afternoon, resting her eyes,
Resting her eyes.
and they said they several bottles of vanilla extract. Now I've seen
fuck, man?
That's
now,
a fucking
now,
problem.
Now several is a
That's a
very
fucking
several is a
problem.
very loose word. And vanilla extract comes in various size bottles.
That's just
So
something.
you're in like the big jumbo.
Are we talking like
she got, like,
Cisco size bottles of fucking, you know?
she got like 45 little like ounce and a half jars and shit.
There's like, no. There's Kirkland jugs just dumped out all over the backseat.
like airplane bottles.
No. Well,
Like
those
the
are
big, like,
those are in the glove
economy
box.
size.
Those are in the glove box. She's got the big jammers in the backseat.
Wait, so the officer said that they
Did it smell like
detected an
vanilla?
odor of vanilla on her breath.
No shit.
They
Her
just-
speech
How
was
do you get in trouble
slurred,
for that?
and she was unable to answer basic questions.
Can you pass like a
The breathalyzer.
breathalyzer?
No.
Is that vanilla on your breath?
No. You can only make the breathalyzer taste delicious for the next person.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm like challenge fucking accepted.
Right?
Shit. If you come to this show drunk on vanilla
Bruh,
extract,
I'ma
you're
tell you-
fired.
I
No,
feel like
no.
she should be
What's
riding.
gonna
She
happen
should have been
is-
riding a lawnmower.
I'm just mad we didn't get a mugshot. I'm
What's
really
gonna happen
disappointed.
is
I wanted to see.
I'm gonna drink a gallon.
I
of
wanted to see
vanilla
what this
extract,
American treasure looked like.
And when I go take a shit, it is gonna smell glorious.
Oh my god.
Like it is gonna smell like the oldest white woman's house in
Oh.
the entire world.
No, it's gonna.
Mothballs.
It's
So do
one
you
of
think
the.
this lady knew the lady who was drinking wine out of the
Oh,
Pringles?
the Pringles wine drinking lady.
Were they
Well,
hanging
no.
out?
This is
Respect.
Connecticut,
Oh,
Connecticut
right.
and Florida.
Where are they hanging out?
No, that was
What?
in Texas.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Pringles lady was in Texas. That story still just kills me. I can imagine they're chasing her around in the fucking Walmart in the Rascal, and she's just sloshing Merlot all over the fucking place, trying to like trip
In
them
her
up and
can.
shit.
You being
she's
nice, you
pulling
talking
shit
about
off.
Merlot.
She's
Some
pulling,
white-
she's
It's
pulling
some
shit off the
barefoot-
shelves.
She's got some like red blend.
She's trying to cover her tracks. She's pulling stuff
That's
off
even
the
being
shelf
nice.
behind her.
It's like some cupcake barefoot white Zinfandel and shit.
Some $2
The
Chuck.
Just
cupcake
a
lady must have been a
kidney.
Hey,
vanilla
you know
girl.
what? Don't hate on $2 Chuck, man. That's gotten me
Too much
through
on
some-
constant.
It got me through high school.
When did you graduate from high school? Rhetorical question.
I drank Mad Dog.
Oh my God.
We've
yeah.
already discussed.
That Boone's was fucking for real.
Or Moon. Yeah,
Boone's-
I had Boone Farms
Boone's
and
Farm.
Mad Dog.
Yo, y'all remember
Yeah.
Cisco?
But here's
y'all
the thing.
remember Cisco?
Here's, wait,
Yeah, I
wait,
named
stop,
a
stop.
dog named
I just want
Do
to.
y'all remember the fruit punch name for Cisco?
No.
It was red. That
the
was
name?
the flavor.
It was just red.
It was just red.
Not even with 2 D's.
Y'all remember what the y'all
It
remember
was
what the
red.
Right,
It was
remember what
also
the
the
blue
main.
one
It
was?
was the main
Remember-
ingredient.
Remember the blue one was?
It was blue.
Yeah,
Blue. Just blue. Just blue.
Yeah, but
What is it?
Cisco, it was this malt liquor that was around for about a year and a half because it was damn near killing
It's
people.
disgusting. Yeah.
Like I watched somebody drink one time and run full speed into a 4-foot high chain link fence and just flip right over it, like the
Funny you
wildest
said
shit.
that because I've actually did that. on
It
Cisco.
looked like something out of
course
Jackass.
you
It looked
did.
like pre-Jackass.
Oh, God.
Pre-Jackass. It would make you do that type of shit. Like, let's get in a shopping cart and go down these stairs type shit, you know?
Is that your white
It's,
voice?
it's bad decision alcohol.
That's
is
my
what I'm
let's
saying.
yeah. Pay me $1 million. I'm on Jackass. Yeah. I'm not jealous at all.
You don't even have to pay me.
No, you got to pay me.
I ain't doing this shit.
I'm
I ain't
big.
that
These
lucky.
bones don't bend easy. I'm gonna need some financial assistance.
Financial assistance.
All right. Well,
Wilbur Ross. You missed that one.
fuck Wilbur Ross. We're not talking about that depressing Gollum's granddad on
He
fucking
does look like Gollum.
downers looking ass
Totally looks like
motherfucker.
Gollum. I didn't even think about that one.
Anyone who tells you to go get a loan when you've been laid off of work, you kindly tell them to go fuck
You
themselves.
tell them to go shut the fuck up.
That is
what you
that
tell
is the
them.
be
You
all
shut the fuck
and
up.
the end all of the Wilbur Ross saga.
I mean, that's a perfect segue.
I mean, and I know I'm supposed to keep this positive, but one
Yeah, but
day,
we can
10
talk about
years
this
from
piece of
now,
shit.
one day, 10 years from now, they're not going to be here.
I mean, but the perfect thing, shut the fuck up segue or segment.
Oh, yes. Or
Is this
shout outs
pe-
and
is-
socials.
Is this no, not yet. No, shut the fuck up segue. Is this guy who, like you said, told people to get a loan for their
Or their-
instead of going to like the food
their
banks and stuff.
things.
He was
No.
the
he was
stuff.
like, why are
No,
they
no.
getting a loan? Like, why are they?
Why
going
aren't
to
you getting a
food
loan?
banks?
Said the man who's running a financial institution charging like 9% fucking interest or some bullshit.
But
Or was.
he's like a billionaire and shit. And he's asking people why they're not getting loans and shit.
You can't
Why aren't you getting a
really-
loan, Marcus?
Like
Why aren't
those-
you getting a loan?
Because
Why don't you
nobody's
get a
gonna
loan?
fucking give me a
Why don't you own a
Yeah,
house, Marcus?
exactly. Exactly.
'Cause
Why
it's
aren't you
poor-
borrowing from your grocery store? Why
it's
aren't you
poor-
getting an
Because
IOU
no
from,
grocery
People
stores
better
are
come
from
to
Uncle
school.
Jeff from
Marcus,
Uncle Jeff's
why aren't
General
you
Store?
getting a loan?
How come? Can you go? Can you go?
Stop,
To,
no, I want this. I want
You
this.
look alike.
Stop. Go.
You look alike.
can you go to Glut? Can you go
do
to Glut?
it. Do it. Do it.
Marcus, why aren't you getting a loan?
Because I'm white and I'm broke.
Why don't you have any money?
I'm broke.
Can't
Because
you go-
Why?
Can't you-
Why don't you get a better job then?
I shut down my restaurant.
Ask him why he can't go to Glut and get an IOU.
Why don't you go to Glat?
Because nobody from Glut's going to give a white
Get
boy
an
fucking...
IOU.
They're not going to give anybody that much a white
No IOU from the co-op?
So, like, I know this is like an inside joke that I apparently missed. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Oh, I'm speaking in my mom's accent.
Oh, yeah. Were you not here for that? Oh, no. You were here, but you weren't
you were not here. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hashtag last week.
I do drugs sometimes. I know. Wait. Pause. Pause. Marcus.
No,
you really gonna
do
crack
not-
jokes?
do
No.
not break-
Stop.
I'm not doing
We're going to
this.
have a Jeopardy moment. It's a hell of a drug. Answer. Question.
This dick.
That's kind of funny.
Hey, look, my mom listening, nigga. What the fuck?
You just said it.
Your
And you just said
Oh,
that?
no. Remember last week he was like something about getting off his mom or something
Ooh.
weird. There was some mad Freudian slips
I'm
going
gonna
on.
tell
That's weird.
It was
right
brutal. It was
But he won't say
brutal.
oil, but he'll
Yeah.
fuck his
He
mom.
won't say
No,
oil, but he'll make
No,
jokes
no.
about
I'm
it.
gonna
Wait,
tell you
no,
right
so
now. At no
you
point in
said-
time during that show did I say anything about having sex with my mom.
No,
But what
you
y'all not?
said,
Wait.
Val,
What
I
y'all
really
not
want you
gonna
to-
do? What y'all not gonna do is sit here and get Donna fucked up because I'm gonna tell you right now, Donna will fuck y'all up.
Us or you?
We didn't say anything.
We didn't say shit.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying
I'm
right
saying-
now.
They were saying,
It'd be
Val,
a
you
real,
need to do your
it'd
mom
be a
again.
Real.
We have
Maybe- and
we
he
have
goes,
receipts. We
I
have
don't-
receipts, Jamie.
All right, cool.
You got
When I go back home, hey, y'all got I gotta
Just
be like
saying.
Donna. Can y'all give him one of your world class ass whoopings?
Hashtag.
I
She show up.
I cannot wait till Mother's Day.
Irma receipts. Oh, we are so calling our moms on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day, we'll call her mom.
Ma, I know it's late.
Bambi, why are you
I
calling
know it's
me?
late, but
Mama,
you got to entertain these heathens
Oh Lord.
I
for
can't,
5
I
minutes.
can't wait for that.
Oh my god.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
It's like a dick to his
Apologies.
face. It's like a dick to his face.
Whoa.
What?
Take it easy.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what that's like.
Wow.
I don't know. What
Take it easy like your mom.
Oh.
Come on now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to just shove this whole tin
No.
up Marcus's ass.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And-
come to the after party at St. Arnold's in Cleveland Park and watch Marcus get wrung out like a washcloth. It's fun for the entire family.
Come to the after fight.
Yeah. Come to the after fight. All right. So we're getting down to the wire. Let's do shout outs and socials. Anybody got a Val, got anybody you want to give shout out to this week?
Your mom.
To my mom.
You say that one more time.
But I like her mom.
I'ma
I like
throw-
when she does the whole thing.
Oh, you know what? Actually,
you like-
goddamn,
you
you
like
got
when
me
she
like
does the whole
PTSD'd right now, man. That's fucked up. You got me fucked up, Marcus.
That's my job.
God
Let me
damn
think
it!
about my shout outs and then
All right, we'll come back to you.
All right.
Gabriel, you know what? Actually, should have asked you first as our guest.
Oh.
Who you got a shout? Yeah, who you
Well,
got a
I
shout out
already did a
for?
couple shout outs, but moms,
going.
of course, my mom and my mother-in-law. So,
All right.
All right.
yeah, they're
They
listening
have
from
socials?
Ohio. Well, I don't know if they're listening.
Do they have socials?
No.
You guys.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
He's so
You're
pretty.
so pretty. Tell us
No,
about
you
give us your-
motherfucker.
I know.
He is
What
not
are you talking about? Give us your socials.
Oh, mine. Oh, I thought you were on my mom's.
Shit.
If you have your mom's socials, put it
Yo,
on.
can I get that Snapchat? What's up, Mom?
So,
What's up, Mom Gabriel? We have a social here.
at Real Gabriel Ross on Instagram and Facebook. Cabincomedy.com is my website, and you can check out my videos on YouTube by searching Gabriel Ross Comedy.
Yeah, get some. Thank you, Gabriel. For real. Marcus, who you want to give shout outs to? Not, if you say, well, I mean, I guess if you want to shout out people's moms, keep
mean,
it positive, go ahead.
I'm usually going to last, but I don't know. I'm so new to this
Shout out to
game.
your failing sobriety.
Nobody said I was trying.
No.
Just your brain. Just your rattled scrambled eggs brain.
I'm going to my that's what I'll go with. So Bill,
We
you.
need a soundbite of the eggs scrambling and the "This is your brain on drugs" PSA. Not just
Bruh.
for you, just in general. I think.
Look at Marcus right now. You can hear them gears grinding hard, yo. He is doing his best.
I've been
Sparks.
holding it back all. Yeah.
The bolts in his neck are starting to light up.
Shout out,
and shit.
bitch. Like, Jesus Christ.
Jamie, what do you have?
I like to shout out the FBI since Snitchy McRat, light skinned white ass right here, want to be snitching on motherfuckers today.
Oh, wait. Who?
Ooh.
You bastard. We'll
What'd
talk
I
about
do?
it later.
Oh.
No, actually, you know what? Big shout out to my big sister. She had surgery last week. Came out on top. She's gonna be on the couch for the next couple of days. So
Just like
big
you?
shout out for my. Why would I be on the couch? You gotta stay off that narcotic. Like we gotta Jiminy fucking Christmas and get a haircut.
Cheese and rice, man. Cheese and
and
rice. Oh, wow.
But that's it. That's all I got.
That's all.
That's all I got.
Cool. Well, I would like to give a shout out to my nephew, Elijah Newsom, who had his birthday yesterday.
Happy
And
birthday.
shout out to my sister, Patray, and her whole family. And, the Dixons and the Newsoms.
Yeesh.
Get some. And my socials, at Crushing Boo, Twitter, Instagram, and the Book of Faces. And, Marcus, why don't you send us off? Oh, wait, Val.
No, Valside.
Shit. Yo, I forget. You said we were going to come back to you. I fucked up. My bad.
I would like to first give a shout out to my young Jack McGivern, who was watching us from Ireland.
Young
right.
Jack,
What's up,
shout
Jack?
out.
He is a young amateur boxer who I met when he was 15 years old. I love him to bits. His entire family, the McGivern family, love them. Jack calls me his second mummy.
Oh, mummy. Oh, mummy.
I love him.
Did you cry? Did you cry?
I cried when I left him. Yes, last time I saw him. Makes me sad.
How old is he?
Well, he's now 17. He'll be 18.
He's still boxing?
Yep, he's still boxing.
Are we gonna see
Okay.
this kid on the big
I
stage
think
one
He's
day?
actually, he's on the big screen.
He got the skills to pay the bills?
I think so. His brother is a little bit older, and he's actually he just boxed. His brother's name is, oh my God, James McGivern.
Don't do that.
James McGill.
James McGivern. He's young James. His dad is Jim McGivern, so he's his coach.
Jim.
Yep. And so James just won the Ulster Elites for his weight class, and he's eyeing for the Irish National Elites, and he's
For the Olympics, yes.
No. So these would be qualifiers for Olympics for
40
the
of us.
for the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo.
Right on,
He's. I mean, they're both extraordinary boxers. Like with the little knowledge I have about boxing, like they both box very differently, but like super strong. Like they're incredible kids, and I love them.
Excellent.
Thanks, Mom.
Excellent. Oh, and your vitals?
Oh, my.
do we do have
I
one more?
am at VMTDC on, not the Facebook, on the Twitter and on the Insta, and then Valerie Torres on Facebook.
It just never stops being funny.
It
But
never,
Never
ever,
stops
ever
being
gets old.
But I don't know why, because
It's right up
that's
there
what
with
I
Della
am. Della
It
who?
was
Della,
perfect.
why?
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Della.
Tell her when.
James?
Also, one quick last shout out to Chuck Levins, Hardcast Media, DC as fuck brand, and let's not forget our St. Arnold's group, both Muscle Bars and Tiber Beer House.
Thank
ladies and gentlemen.
you.
Thank you very
all.
much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
listening,
joining
everybody.
us for another District of Misfits show. Thank you, all the guests, for coming on. Thank you very much.
All the guests.
All the
My
guests.
pleasure.
All the guests.
As I'm spanking him, follow us on all our social medias. I appreciate you. Thank you to all the sponsors. We are signing out for the One Love Massive Studio. I am Marcus Bradley Donovan, the Pasteurized Chef. We are done, Misfits.
Peace.